All right, let's do some Mathity-Math. Says here, draw the graph of the inequality represented below. And if you read this, it actually says x is less than negative 17. Now, oftentimes when we see these questions, they will give us the picture and we're asked to write the inequality. But the way I figure it, if you can do it one way, we should be able to do it the other way too. It's a good skill to have. So here we go. If we look at this, the first thing we want to do is we want to draw a number line for this story to kind of exist within. It's a really important skill that sometimes we struggle with because we just want to write the one number, negative 17. But we should get in the habit of establishing some context. And this is a skill that will help you in a lot of math classes when you make graphs, when you're graphing quadratics, making your x, y axis, stuff like that. But in this case, just a nice little number line. All right. So we're going down here to negative 17, okay? And that's fine. We can put that negative 17 value anywhere we want. And if we want to put it in the middle, we can do that. But we want to have some nice context on either side of it. So coming over here, we could say that it could be negative 10, or it could be negative 5, or it could be 0, whatever you want. I'm going to say negative 10. And actually, I think I'm going to count up by 5s and so that I can build the framework for this to live in. So if I was at here, negative 10, then I would go to negative 5. Excuse me. Oops, I'm getting backwards. If I was at negative 10, then I would go to negative 15, then negative 20. So I'm going to put negative 15 here, and then I'm going to put negative 20, right? And if I kept traveling this way, my negative numbers would get bigger, but they're technically getting smaller, negative 25, negative 30, negative 35. And going this way, they're actually getting bigger. It would be negative 5, and then 0, and then up into the positives. But it's nice to build this framework and then show how this exists within it. So I'm at negative 15, and I want to go back to bump, so about here. I have a lot of space here, so I'll keep it down here. I'm going to write negative 17. Okay, that's a good start. And then here it says, well, this x value must be smaller than negative 17. So I want to draw an open circle. It's open because there's not a line under here, and that means negative 17 is not included. And then my x values are going to be anything smaller than negative 17. And you want to be careful here, because just like earlier when I was building my number line, in our mind sometimes we want to think smaller. Well, 15 is smaller than 17. Well, that would be true if the numbers were positive, but because they're negative, this is saying it's more negative. It's more negative. As you go this way, it gets more and more negative, and the more negative something gets, the smaller it gets. So we're actually going to draw this arrow this way. So I'm actually going to take my time here and really try to frame out a nice situation so we can clearly show everybody we know what we're doing and get a good pat on the back here and be proud of ourselves for the work we're doing. So I'm going to color that in. Good. And now I want to color this in. I don't know why I have to turn it to color, but it just feels better for me. So I'm going to help myself be successful, do what works for me, color that thing in nice and neat, and voila. And see, you've just made yourself a beautiful little number line with an inequality. It's clearly showing that negative 17 is not included, but every value smaller than all the way to negative infinity is a valid solution. And we're done. Good job. As always, don't forget to subscribe below if you want to be notified when I make you more practice problems. And if there's anything you need to practice or anything you want to see or you have any ideas for me, just leave a comment below and I'll do my best to get to it. All right, thanks.